Hello, everybody. Welcome into our career and money reading. This is for all signs. This is for absolutely everybody. So if you find this reading, there will be messages in this reading for you. Thank you so much all for joining me. My name is Elena and this is Mystical Magical Readings. So let's get started first of all, just by giving your energy a quick cleanse. Blessing, clearing and cleansing your energy. Blessing, clearing and cleansing. Thank you so much for liking this video and subscribing and following along if you enjoy this video. Thank you. This video is starting on Saturday the 7th of February and will go for the next 4 weeks. I do these every month and I also do a singles love monthly as well. The next one will be coming up in a couple of weeks. So let's get started and see what's coming up for you in your career and with your money this month. Thank you so much, my spirit guides of the love and light. What is it that the beautiful souls that have joined this reading need to know in terms of their career and their money? Let's have a look here. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for your guidance. What do these beautiful souls of the light need to know today? So I can see that some of you here are wanting to move jobs, perhaps. I'm getting straight away, it's directing me to the Seven of Swords here. It's like you're wanting to close a door, you're fed up, you're being mistreated by somebody at work. You've had enough of that game and you know that you're better than that, but you're kind of curious and you're wondering why this story keeps repeating for you. So why say you get a job, you get a role and it's really great, and then all of a sudden it all goes to poopies, so to speak, and it's not great anymore, and there's people that are undermining you, people that are treating you incorrectly. This lesson is really more about you and how you communicate with people generally. So if you're kind of like, I wouldn't want to sort of insinuate that you're generally a submissive person, but if you are someone that runs away from conflict or doesn't like conflict or can sort of have a good battle with someone in terms of a power play with them for a short time, but not for a long time, okay? So, because I'm getting that you are quite good in an argument, you are quite good at sticking up for yourself, you're really good at putting your boundaries in place, you know what's up, but there's just something that happens if it's a long-term situation where it's almost like somebody else wants to put their foot out and trip you up, and it happens and you're like, oh, I can't believe I fell for that. It's like they're gaslighting you. So what you're wanting to know now is why this keeps happening and how you can get a role where that won't happen anymore. So first of all, I'm saying that perhaps you've been doing a lot of prayer, or otherwise Spirit is recommending you to do a lot of prayer about this. This is a huge lesson for you. So your guides want you to be gentle with yourself, but I'm getting that basically this is the overall theme of your story in all areas of your life that you're looking at, and it's coming through now in your career and money. Now we will have a check at money later because not a single pentacle has been coming out in this reading, but I can see that this is really because you want a role not just based on money. You want a role where you have your purpose and you feel like you do not have your purpose in the role that you're currently in at the moment. And so I can see you're really looking at all of this. You're looking at what you wish for. You're wanting to know a little bit more. So there is definitely people in your work that are kind of challenging you. They're pointing their wands at you. They're challenging you. They are putting the pressure on. And I'm getting there's an energy of almost like, kind of like, I wouldn't want to say that they're ganging up on you, because I'm getting also that there's a way that this can be turned around with your perception and kind of like how you power play. So it's more about finding those who are actually aligned with you. But I'm getting that at your work at the moment, you're feeling like everyone's kind of pointing their wand at you. You're feeling like everyone is kind of jumping on other people's bandwagons. But in fact, they're actually telling me there's one person, actually more than one person. There's actually quite a few people here that are on your team. There's definitely one person, maybe a manager just up a little bit above from you, or a work colleague who really loves you and you really get along and you really click and you really connect. And it's a really beautiful relationship, but suddenly you feel like they haven't, or there's been something that's happened where you two feel like there's been a betrayal between you, and this has shifted everything at work for you. But in fact, this is a miscommunication. Both of you still really love each other, and it's actually something that you're going to work through, and you're wishing to kind of come back together with this person, but you don't know how to because there's been a bit of trust broken or something. So I'm getting this is someone that works with you in your section of work, and they do really love you, and you are going to come back together. You work as a beautiful team, and this is basically a little hiccup between both of you, kind of to, I don't know, upgrade your relationship at work, upgrade that connection. So this is something that your guides actually want you to talk about to them. Now, this is going to be quite scary for you because they're wanting a more of an open, honest conversation with this person, but this person has generally had your back the whole time at work, and you've generally had their back the whole time at work. But there's been something happening. Someone's gone behind someone's back to do something for their own benefit, and this has caused a rift. And because of this rift, you now feel like everybody at work is kind of pointing their wand at you when you've got to stand alone. And this isn't to say that you don't generally want to leave in any way, because this is what I'm getting here. And we do have an ending coming in, which is definitely going to be really, really amazing for you once you get through kind of like the worrying thoughts of it. I do see you actively looking for another role. I do see you doing all of that stuff, but your guides don't want you to leave without mending this rift with your work bestie, so to speak. So there's definitely something there that can be mended, and your guides want you to talk about that. So talk about it to them. This conversation is actually going to go really well, and it's going to bring you back together. Now, this isn't someone that doesn't have your back, okay? So if you feel like there's someone that's gone behind your back and done things to sort of step on you to go up the ladder, so to speak, or anything like that, don't do it with them. This is someone, if this resonates for you, this is someone that you really genuinely have a friendship with, a work friendship with, and you get along really well usually. But just, I don't know, something's happened, like there's been another role on offer and they've gone for the role or said, that's my role, you can't go for it, or whatever it is. It's going to be a different thing for everybody. Their intentions were never to step on you at all if this is your work bestie, but you feel betrayed, or perhaps it's vice versa and you've gone for a role that perhaps they wanted or something like that, and it's kind of a bit awkward, and you feel like they've taken a step back from you and they're not too sure. Whatever this looks like, for both of you, there's going to be a beautiful multiplication of money. Here we've got our pentacles coming in. So this is actually going to be a win-win situation for both of you, but your guides need you both to team up again, because you help each other out, you rely on each other, you make each other better, and you both need that support. And so do see if you can I'm seeing an image of opening your heart up, and allowing this person back in, because you've closed your heart off to them. You've got your defense walls up, and it was something that was unexpected for both of you. And now you're like, oh, well, now this rift is kind of broken. What are we going to do? Anyway, so do have an open-hearted conversation with them. I see this really bringing you back together, and wishes granted. This will step you back into feeling really, really confident. There will be fruit on the trees. Money will start flowing. Abundance will start flowing. And you'll start getting into manifesting some really good ideas for yourself, regardless of what this person at work wanted or not. This is new creations, new beginnings, new experiences. So I can see that you'll be really thinking of new things to do for you. And I think on the 17th of Feb, we have the year of the fire horse beginning right on the eclipse. So things are happening. And this is you, see the cat here. This is you really looking after your own needs and being that sassy, productive, moving forward. But also we have the dog whilst staying loyal to your work besties. All right, so do have a think about that. Sit back and see what resonates with that in this reading for you. If there's someone that you feel has betrayed you that's normally a bestie, they are still a bestie. They do still have really good intentions for you. There's just a bit of competition or something like that. But they'd never talk badly about you to anybody else or anything like that. And this is just a sign of... I'm not sure, you know, perhaps this is a little nudge for you to kind of look for another job, because whenever I get the Seven of Swords in a career reading, it's I want to secretly leave. I want to do my own agenda. I want to start looking for something else. I want to secretly leave. Okay. But they don't want, your guides don't want your reason for leaving to feel like because you're upset because of betrayal in the workplace. If this is the only reason you want to leave, I'm getting there's other reasons. You don't feel like you're quite on purpose in your current role at the moment. But for some of you, if this is the only reason, like if this has triggered you into leaving, then they want you to mend this so that you don't have these worrying thoughts in your mind when you go and look for a new job and get a new role. Because if you're manifesting in a new role in resentment for your current role, that's going to affect your manifestations coming in. And there's always lessons to be learned here. Yes, lessons of standing up for yourself, standing in your power, grounding in, speaking your truth, etc., etc. But there's going to be really good outcomes with your work bestie. Don't keep your feelings a secret from this person. Sit down with them, take a break, have a dinner together if you normally do things like that every now and again, and have a chat and say, oh, it really hurt me when you did this. And why did you do that? Did you not think that that would affect me in any way, or what was your perception of it? And they might just say, oh, I was just really excited about the opportunity, for example, and I didn't even think about that. And or you'd be really good at that, but I won't get more opportunities like this, whereas you have a world of opportunities because you've got more experience than me, and this is a really good stepping stone for me, you know. But probably they should have spoken to you about that prior to, or if you were the person going for the other role or the other position or the promotion or whatever this looks like. It could be a step in role as well when someone else is on holidays, something like that. This could even be starting, say you've started a new job and things are going really, really well, and it's a shared job, and you're finding mistakes that someone else is doing. And it's kind of like, as you're going, you're finding more and more mistakes, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You know, it's about talking to the person first about it before going to the boss, so that you build your rapport with other people. If this continues, of course, and there's more and more mistakes, I'm sure management would already be aware of it. But this is just about communication like that. You know, how can you make your day at work where you are currently a joy? Because you have lots of friends there. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of fun. I'm getting that there's a lot of hustle and bustle, and it can be quite very busy at times, especially when other people call in sick. And when other people call in sick, that's when you feel like there's a lot of workload on you. And this is also one of the reasons why you're kind of wanting to leave. But I feel like Spirit feels like this reason for leaving is also something that would happen at other workplaces. So check in with yourself. If your reason for wanting to leave is genuinely because you want to try something else that you feel is more on path, more on purpose, fantastic. If not, then it's time to check in and heal and mend what you can. What do you need to do to fix it? Because I really am seeing people holding hands now, coming back together in friendship, coming back together in love, and coming back together in support. I'm also seeing for some of you new projects. So a brand new team that you're going to be working with, where you're going to be really, really confident. People are going to be looking to you. And you could have even put an idea forward a little while ago that you thought was ignored, but it's actually being done now. The Page of Wands is like a new inspiring project, which is really, really, really exciting and something that you will truly love. And this could end up creating and ending to the worry of wanting to leave. So I'm noticing the crab here now in the wishes card. So perhaps wanting to leave or anything like that, or being fed up with the dynamics at work. It could be more needing to sidestep something, like because a crab walks sideways, needing to sidestep something and move into something else with a new group of people, with a new team, anything like that. If this is you kind of working for yourself, you could be thinking about, say, if you're marketing on certain platforms, you could be thinking about no longer marketing on those platforms, or sidestepping to other platforms to see which ones would work better for you, for example. You could also be thinking about partnerships with other people, and if they haven't been working, then you're thinking about new different partnerships with other people, or kind of like group, not festivals. What are those day things where people go and it's everyone in their industry and they all have a little table and they advertise their stuff? So expo, trying different expos or things like this to kind of get your wishes granted, get in those right clients, find the right way to market and advertise yourself, because what you're doing at the moment, it's actually really good, but I'm getting that you're tired. I'm getting that you do need a bit of a break. You do need to rest. There has been a lot of work at the moment. So some of the energy of things not working, wanting to leave, could also come in from just being tired and needing a break, or needing to shift to doing something different, working in a different way, working on a different platform and a new expo, things like this, to meet new people and broaden your horizons, to bring new clients in with less effort. I am seeing a lot of success. I'm seeing like the Empress is confident, and just they keep highlighting all these fruit on the trees. This is the money. This is the money flowing in. It is the abundance, and it's grounded in. There's harvest there. There's savings there. So everything's kind of good in this way. There's new projects coming in with this Page of Wands. It's exciting and you're feeling quite inspired, even though all of this stuff is happening. So if you can mend whatever it is going on in your workplace with your work bestie, for example, or whoever this is for you that's causing a bit of a bump, there's a way to heal that, and that's going to empower you. And if this is kind of like a boss or something like that, I'm getting that there's a secret that needs to come out and be spoken about that is going to perhaps raise some eyebrows. I'm seeing eyebrows raised, but at the end of the day, secrets need to be revealed in order for things to move ahead. Okay, so this isn't about going behind anybody else's back and telling on them or anything like that. Like I said, if there's someone constantly making mistakes, I'm sure management is already aware of it. And if you're having to take on all of that work yourself, then that's a bit too much for you. Hence why you're feeling a bit exhausted, hence why you're feeling a bit betrayed, so on and so forth. This just needs to be gently spoken about, so that more so in a way, perhaps if you don't want to ruin a friendship, for example, if you feel like you're the one going behind someone's back, this could more be just speaking to them about, oh, my workload is a lot. I'm having to go back and do all of this other stuff, just making them aware of the amount of stuff that you're fixing, and making them aware in that way, and it's taking up so much time and so to speak, because it's also not fair if you are constantly fixing up somebody else's mistakes. Perhaps they need a bit more training, perhaps they need a bit more support, or perhaps they just don't want to do it anymore and they're not putting the effort in and you're having to take up that workload. If that's the case and this isn't your work bestie, because if it's your work bestie, I'm getting that they're a really great worker and you work well together. If this is someone else at work that's being a bit lazy, not pulling their weight, not really caring about it, this needs to be spoken about. You need to talk about this, all right? But I'm getting that you're kind of like not wanting to do that because you perhaps feel like you'll be betraying. There's a way to sidestep this stuff. There's a way to speak about it to management so that they'll know what's going on, but they'll also know that your intentions for your work colleagues are really good as well. So perhaps this is like going in and suggesting, hey, maybe we need a training day, or maybe we need a this because this is what's happening at the moment. But I feel like if we do it this way, that way you're putting a positive spin on it. Management is really, really going to like you saying that too. So if you decide to do that, they're actually going to see you as a possible manager in the future, or perhaps there's going to be a new project with you training or something like that coming in. I keep getting win-win situations coming out of this for you and all involved. And at the end of the day, if this is just simply somebody else who's not pulling their weight at work, then it needs to be spoken about so that you're not carrying their weight anymore. So whatever is going on here for you, I'm seeing this is actually going to turn into a really successful thing for you, but it's about that communication. So do communicate that, shift that perception that everyone is pointing their wand at you. They're not. They're absolutely not. This is a way where you can turn around and go, actually, how about seeing as you're all looking at me right now, we talk about something that I needed to speak about, and you put this idea out and you take charge of the energy here and you put that idea out. Once you put whatever idea you've got brewing in your little beautiful mind out, it's going to be really well thought through. Everyone's going to be on board. It's going to bring in a beautiful harvest. Everyone's going to be very impressed by you, actually, and they're going to be feeling quite inspired. So do speak up. This is basically the main energy of this reading. Speak up, for what you speak up will multiply. Now, remember that what you speak up will multiply. If you're speaking up fear and pointing fingers and saying this isn't working and that isn't working, then that's going to multiply and everybody will point their wands at you. But if you speak up in a way that's confident, that's giving solutions, that's sharing the love and coming up with beautiful new ways of doing things or suggesting those positive suggestions for good outcomes, then that's going to multiply. All right. So really think about how you're presenting the issue at hand in order for a solution with a positive outcome to be found. And it's going to go really, really, really well. In fact, you might want to stay after that. This new project coming in, management might want you to do that. And then there's just an end to whoever was kind of stabbing their sword in your back, or what you thought was stabbing a sword in your back. And you move on to new hope and that sun and that abundance and that joy, which is really exciting. It doesn't mean it's not going to be without its challenges working through this. Communication is hard, and working through so that your emotions don't get in the way is hard. But again, I'm not seeing any super emotional cards here either. So I'm seeing that you will navigate this just absolutely wonderfully, and it's going to have a really beautiful outcome. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't have a good outcome, for example, if it doesn't go your way, if people misunderstand you or whatever that looks like, if you already wanted to leave, this is your sign that it's definitely time to leave now. If you put out that beautiful new idea and it just gets dismissed and people look down on you for it, then it is definitely time to look for something else, which is more in your potential, which is more aligned with you, where people will welcome in your fabulous ideas, because you really do have fabulous ideas. And I'm seeing a tree growing, like whatever you do, whatever ideas you put forward, it's going to grow into abundance. It's going to grow into wonderful new things. So that's really exciting. So this is going to be a good way to see, and this is collective, right? This is for all of you. So the outcome's going to be different for each and every one of you. But I see the majority of you, 70% of you, are going to put an idea forward to resolve a situation that has been causing you a lot of issues and actually making you want to leave. And that's going to shift your perception, and you're going to want to stay, and you're going to get a promotion or a shift in teams or a change of dynamics that is going to essentially make you kind of leave the job that you're in or the projects that you're doing at the moment and move into something else, which is really, really cool. I'm seeing the new job, the new project, whatever that is for you. If you're looking for a new job, I see that happening in March, or I see this new project coming in March as well. The start of March, early March, the first week of March. For some of you, exactly March 7. They're giving me the March 7 date. Ace of Pentacles, new offer. Say yes to that offer. So for those of you who are looking for a role right now, who are out of work, that's the date I see, the 7th of March, first week of March in general for you all. There will be an offer to you. If you are looking for a role, I'm seeing that there's going to be a really, really interesting interview. There might be an interview where the people are chaotic and there's going to be a lot of pressure in the role, and it's kind of like a hit the ground running sort of thing. That could be, depending on what you like, you might love that, but I'm getting that they're a little bit disorganized and unless you're really ready to take on a stressful role, it might not be right. I'm also getting that they're not paying enough money. I'm getting this, the money's not right, and you want to wait for the right money, and the right money will come and the right role will come for you. That's a lot more grounded in. So I'm saying there might be a second interview, but the second interview happens a little bit later on. So perhaps if you're looking for a role, some of you are getting a temp role that's going to be a bit chaotic for a little while, and you keep looking for another role because the money's not quite right. You also want a permanent role anyway, so you keep looking for another role, and you find that other role in a couple of months from now. So I'm getting they just said May to me then. In May, you're going to be really settled in a really good role and you won't be doing any more temping. That's for people going for temp roles. I'm seeing that you'll get a temp role. It'll be a little bit chaotic, a little bit full on, but then you might stay in that for a couple of months, really ace it, and they love you, but you're like, I'm done. And after a couple of months, you kind of look for another role as well. Where you get paid a bit better. So with the Queen of Pentacles coming in here, I'm seeing that by the end of Feb, your money's going to be great. Start of Feb, it's going to be, where we are now, sorry, the first week of Feb, it's going to be quite the same as what it is. Slowly increasing a little bit, and then things start multiplying. So you're on that multiplying level because I can see the Empress coming in here, plus the Queen of Pentacles, which is multiplying. Her cats are multiplying down there, which is really good. And there's a little bit of savings as well coming in, and the chest is starting to overflow. So by the first week of March, I'm seeing your money really shift, a lot more money coming in. It's going to be tripled from what you've got currently now is what I'm getting in your weekly thing, especially if money has been tight over Christmas and things like that. I mean, if your money is already really abundant, it may not be tripled, of course, but it's going to be what you save is tripled as to normally what you spend, if that makes sense for you. So that really is our career reading. I'm really seeing you bossing up, taking charge, and whatever challenges are here, I see you overcoming them. And yeah, they're wanting to bring me back to that work bestie. Have that conversation if that message resonates for you. Let's get you an animal oracle. Thank you so much. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, what do we have here? We have Whale, Soul's Path. Honor your soul's purpose. So with this card, I'm really getting, if you can feel that calling within yourself that you're not on path at the moment, you're not on purpose, bring it back for now to working on your lessons and your challenges, your soul lessons at work, and moving through them. That is actually part of your soul's path and your soul's purpose. And this is where Spirit wants you to honor that. So move through. They're also bringing me to the sounds that whales make to each other under the ocean. And they really do speak to each other. And they're reminding me of Dory speaking whale in Finding Nemo. They're really wanting you to talk. Speak up about what is going on. This is your lesson and your workplace, but speak up in a way that creates those positive solutions. This is the key, and they're showing me a key now. This is the key that will get you that promotion, that abundance, that success, that expo, whatever this is for you, it's going to get you there. So honoring your soul's purpose. Now, there is purpose in absolutely everything we do. Purpose is not so much having to become a nun or a Buddhist monk or be that light worker, spiritual guru, constantly going around wearing your crystals and your cards and all of that. Your soul's purpose is to navigate your life lessons and to improve yourself and come back to a way of empowerment through love and compassion and good communication, also empowering other people at the same time. This is all of our soul's purpose, and I'm feeling like there might be a little bit of an eye roll from some of you with this, but it's really true. And this is a way your guides really want you to know, thinking about it like this is a way that grounds in purpose and path. And doesn't mean that you can't have your hobbies. You can have your hobbies where you're really getting into, say, doing this sort of stuff if you enjoy this stuff, or if you enjoy painting and painting's your purpose, like it makes your soul shine. What makes your soul shine is absolutely part of your purpose. Your creativity is part of your purpose, whether that's writing a book or singing or dancing or painting or creating in some way, shape or form. But this doesn't necessarily mean that what you do for work in our society is not part of your purpose too, because we have our lessons in our purpose everywhere, and you can integrate that creativity in your own little secret subtle way into your workplace every single day. So honor your purpose, see where your secret purpose is hidden in your current workplace. What are these lessons for you, and how are you going to improve in your own life going forward once you conquer those lessons? We're now going to get some runes. Let me just pick 3 out here. Oh, we've only got 2. They wanted 2. So we have here yew tree, strength, reliability, and trustworthiness. So the yew tree is very much grounding your roots in being very, very strong, being able to be reliable, be trustworthy. And with the trustworthiness, they're bringing up that bestie again, being trustworthy with your bestie. And in order for you to rebuild trust with them, it's about having that communication, being reliable, being open to letting them express themselves as to why they did something or what happened if there has been some sort of betrayal there. So they're wanting that to go on the 7 of Swords, being reliable, honest, open, trustworthy. And then we have Uruz, which is the wild ox. This is physical strength, speed, unlimited potential. So this is strength, being able to move through changes swiftly and quickly and getting really determined. This is very much untamed potential. This is the world is your oyster. Your ideas are going to be loved. They might be a little wild, which is why you need to think about how you communicate them. But essentially, they're going to be welcomed in. So speak up, because you do have some really, really good ideas, and it's going to be the beginning of something wonderful. And they want that on the Page of Wands. Thank you so much, beautiful souls. That completes your career and money reading. So savings by 3 times 3. You're going to be saving 3 times more than you are at the moment by the first week of March. I see a new role coming in for those looking for a role by the 7th of March. I see work besties coming back together after an open-hearted conversation. And I see you getting put up for a promotion if you're speaking about ways to improve on the workload, because other people aren't pulling their weight when you talk about like training or do some suggestions to your manager. Making sure that you do it at the right time when they're in the right kind of mood. You know how to do that. And I see an end to the worry, end to the conflict, and that new hope on the horizon. All in all, a few challenges to work through, but you're absolutely going to ace them all. Keep going. You're doing wonderful. And don't worry, you are on purpose. Look for the hidden purpose in your everyday. I love you so much. Thank you for subscribing, liking this video, and following along in the future. I'm truly grateful. I wish you all a beautiful month. I will see you soon.